Hey guys, it's Bob. I'm really excited to make this video today. If you've seen my previous videos, and if you haven't, why haven't you? You've seen the one that got me started in drones. It's called the Prison Tree. TopRace makes a little drone called the TR-Q511, and my daughter got me one for Father's Day. Up to that point, it was the easiest drone I'd ever flown, except for the fact that at that time I had deplorable pilot skills and managed to get it incarcerated in the prison tree. And it was incarcerated in the prison tree for about 6 months. And by the time I got it down, it was pretty well trashed. And it wasn't up there for 6 months because I didn't try, and it wasn't up there for 6 months because my son didn't try to help me. But the prison tree was pretty stingy, and everything we tried to get it down with ended up getting caught in the prison tree. We did get it down, and now that little drone adorns a place of honor on the wall above my desk, at least until Mrs. Bob sees this video, and then it may be coming down because she told me not to put it up. Hopefully she'll let me keep it up there as a compromise. Anyway, let me show you what I'm so excited about. I got on to Amazon, and for about $59, I got myself a new TopRace TR-Q511 quad cam. So I just couldn't help myself. I had a feeling that the old one would still fly, but as soon as I got it out of the tree, I disposed of the battery because it had been in the rain and whatnot for 6 months, and I just wasn't sure it was going to be safe to use. And also around 3 months in, I'd thrown the controller away because I didn't figure I was ever going to need it again. So I'm going to unbox this one. I'm going to charge the battery up, put some batteries in the controller, and then I'm going to put the battery in my old drone and link it to the controller and see if it won't fly. And if it will, great. If it won't, then I'll put the new battery in the new drone and try to fly it. And it won't be any fancy flying because at some point I want to be able to give this away, probably somewhere around 100 subs. And I don't want it to live up to the family tradition of the prison tree, so I need to be very, very careful. So let's go ahead and unbox it, and I'll give you some specs while we do. One thing I really like about the Osmo is that you can control it from your phone. So you can touch the screen and change where the lens is pointing. One thing I don't like, as you know, is that the fan will turn on while I'm talking and it makes a lot of noise. Okay. Here's the instruction manual that comes with it. It's not a great instruction manual. It's not a bad instruction manual. But I will say you probably want to keep it in your back pocket because there are some instructions on fine tuning. And it helps you to tune it for when you have drift forward, backwards, sideways, left, and right. And I would keep this in my back pocket because I couldn't remember which of these little slider things did what. So let's see. Okay, here's a little TopRace drone. I honestly thought I'd put the propellers on the first one, but I guess it comes with the propellers on. And they're really sturdy. I did put the prop guards on, but I never did break a propeller. So they do a pretty good job. On the front here you can see the 720p camera. They call it a HD 720p, and the pictures are really pretty nice. I was kind of amazed with my first pictures because I'd never taken pictures from a drone, and it's kind of amazing to be up in the air and be able to see what things look like. But now after having the Phantom 4 Pro and the Phantom 4, it just doesn't compare. But it is an attached camera, and it comes with a little bonus. It's a 4 GB SD card. I hate to keep comparing it to the Phantom, but you know what can do is apples to oranges. But the Phantom uses a 64 GB card, and I could actually put in a 128 GB card. But then if you stop to think that the Phantom takes video and pictures at 4K, you need more storage space. It just slides in and clicks into place. The battery is in this little compartment, and you just unplug it and pull it out, and it has a little USB adapter that hooks up to your computer and it charges. It is a 600 milliamp battery, and I'll say the TopRace site says you get 7 to 10 minutes of flight time. But I distinctly remember, and of course I'm not going to be able to find it in a hurry, in this manual under the battery it says fully charged, which takes like 80 to 90 minutes, and I don't really think it takes that long. Here it is. Flying time 6.5 to 7 minutes, so somebody's fibbing. At any rate, you may want to get 2 or 3 extras of these, because that 6 to 10 minutes goes kind of fast, and it's a lot of fun, and you're going to want to be able to put a new battery in there without having to go in and recharge it. To compare this to the Phantom battery, that battery is like 5,870 milliamps. Of course, it's lifting a much bigger craft. So that's where that goes. Just have little LED lights under here, which would do you good to remember that these orange ones are up front and the green ones are in the back, because when this is up in the air, it's hard to tell the front from the back, and it can get very confusing as to which way your drone's facing. Just have a little on-off switch right here. It does come with propeller guards, and I did put these on my first one, and I never broke a propeller. They're pretty sturdy, and trust me, I crashed that first one more than a few times. Then here's the controller, and underneath the controller is a little bag of goodies. So let's dig into that, including some spare propellers, the battery charging cable, and this only hooks on one way, and you hook it into your computer, and I'm pretty sure that somewhere on here is a red light that turns on when it's fully charged. A little screwdriver so you can change out your props and you can put on your propeller guards. Nice little bonus here, it's a little SD card reader, so you can put your SD card in here and plug it into your computer and look at your pictures. And then last but not least, a little bag of tiny screws. These can be a little hard to get a hold of. Okay, so let's take a look at the controller. It's kind of a typical controller for this range of a drone, but one of the things that always amuses me is it's got these little fake knobs on it, I think to make it look more like a typical game console controller. And it's got this little tiny antenna, and I'll kind of bet you there's not even an antenna in here. It's pretty small. I think it's got antenna envy. I think pretty much everybody under the age of 25 flies these right out of the box much better than anybody over the age of 25, and it's because they did grow up with game controllers. And this one is nice in regards to it being available in mode 1 or mode 2. I think in North America almost everybody uses mode 2. Sorry, I had to cough there. So anyway, once you get it turned on, you power on your controller, and then you take it up and down, and that'll create the link between the craft and the controller. And then this is like most other controllers. You go up this way to increase thrust to add power, and your drone will go up in the air. You can see it doesn't center itself going this way, so it doesn't have an altitude hold. That's pretty much up to you. So the further up, the higher it's going to go. Now, speaking of higher it's going to go, this only has a range of 300 feet. So once you get out that 300 feet range, this doesn't talk to it anymore. And several times I lost the drone because it quit talking to the controller. Luckily we were able to hunt it down each of those times until it landed in the prison tree. And speaking of altitude hold, the advertising says it is ultra stable, but in my experience that isn't true. However, like I said, I was really a pretty lousy pilot back then. If you take this left joystick either way, it will yaw the craft left and right. The right joystick is to go forwards or backwards, and then you can control pitch left or right. So left and right, in theory anyway. It also has one key return. Now come on, I don't know how many times I hit that key and it didn't come back to daddy. It just kept going. So I hope to see that this really works when I'm within the 300 foot range. I was usually outside of the 300 foot range when I was hitting this, and like I said, it really doesn't care what you're doing at that point. Also has a headless mode, and as I remember, I'll have to get into the instruction manual again. It allows you to have it facing away from you, and I'm not going to get into it because I really don't remember. It says this has a 6-axis gyro system, which I assume makes it sound like it should be really stable. So I'm not sure exactly how their 6-axis gyro system works. It also says it's a 4-channel system, and I'm sorry, I'm not sure exactly what that means, except for perhaps this controller, which works at 2.4 gigahertz, has a couple of channels that can skip across for stability. The transmitter is 2.4 gigahertz, which is fine for a drone that's only going out 300 feet, unless you've got several people flying their drones, and chances are you won't. Like I said, it has the 1 key return option in the headless mode. To take a picture, you simply press the button down once and it'll take a picture. If you want to do video, you press and hold the button for 3 seconds and it'll beep 3 times. And to stop it, you simply hold it down until it beeps again. These are the little fine-tuning buttons for if you have drift or spin. And that's basically the controller in a nutshell. It does take some batteries that you have to put in, and it doesn't come with batteries, so I'll have to dig some out. So I'm going to take this and hook it up to my computer and get it charged up, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to go out and film. I can hear it raining outside, so I'm not sure it's going to be good weather. I may try to fly it inside if I have to, but my confidence level that I can fly this inside without bouncing off the walls is not that great. So anyway, we'll see. Thanks for watching this. Please share, like, and subscribe. And I will keep doing these videos. I'm enjoying doing them. I hope you're enjoying watching them, and I'm trying to get better every time. Trying to get a little more comfortable. If I could just remember to turn the microphone on whenever I'm filming, I wouldn't have to film it more than once. Anyway, you guys have a good night. Catch you later.